What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some Three Floyd's beer. It's been a minute, and I think this is actually a repackaging, relabeling, because this one's called Return of the Ancients, which is a red style, or Irish style red ale. I think this was formerly Brian Boru. This was one that I think has been around for quite some time. I'm not sure if they changed anything, but the rep did tell me this is probably the new version of Brian Boru. So if you guys remember that beer, this should be the newest version of it. So I don't know what the rebranding, repackaging was for, but that's just what it is. This was bottled on. Gosh, and they do such weird dates now, but I still respect that they put the dates on there. 12/28. Today's the 18th of January, so less than a month old. Love that. Getting it from Munster, Indiana, guys, into Northern Michigan distribution. Came into distribution, I think, last week. So it's their newest offering. I think this is like $11.99 for a six-pack. So, you know, not the most fancy style, the Irish red. I don't know. Most people don't really care for it. I typically like it. But we know this is Three Floyd's. They don't do things the normal way, typically. So we'll see what is the differing factors in this Irish red, guys. So it's got that ruby, muddy brown, orangish color. I mean, you guys can see a little bit of dark copper in there. It's got the reddish ruby red hue too. So moderate carbonation stream into the top, a little bit of off-white foamy sudsy head sitting on top. Looks really nice. Yeah, I actually really like it. It's not completely clear either. These typically aren't. But this one's almost looks a little bit unfiltered, if you will, and that's kind of playing the part of that Irish red. So let's go to an aroma. Wow, so it's fruitier than I would take it for being in this category. It's kind of grapefruity. It's kind of orangey. Man, it smells fresh though. There's just something about like the Three Floyd's yeast strain. Like I don't know what it is, but it's just got this nice, clean, just hoppy funk to it. It almost reminds me of like Lagunitas. Like I feel like I could sniff out a Lagunitas yeast strain any day, and it just feels like it's a Three Floyd's yeast strain. Or it's just something I've smelled before, you know, I don't know what it is, but this smells fruitier, hoppier, a little bit biscuity, but a little bit more hoppy and IPA-ish than I would take for being a red style ale. Smells really good. Honestly, there's nothing like off-putting about it. 6.5%. Let's dive in, guys. Cheers. Okay. Huh. Almost like it has like Centennial hops. Almost tastes like a Two-Hearted for a second, or like a Founder's Centennial. Weird. So weird. Super hoppy for being this Irish red. A little bit of caramel toffee, a little bit of biscuity, malty notes. But boy, it's very hoppy, slightly, actually moderately bitter on the back end. Grapefruit and apricots, just really, really punching through in this one. It just really feels like a pale ale or an IPA. I would not guess the style. It just doesn't feel malty enough. It just feels like we're jammed with like some floral, like Centennial hops in here to my blind palate. I don't know. It feels like those hops could potentially be in this beer. And again, I'm not shocked by this. It's very hoppy. It's very fruity. It's very pale ale, IPA. Like I feel like we do this frequently with Three Floyd's. It's just not what you expect when you open up the beer. At least not in that classic category of the Irish style red. Just doesn't feel true to that style. But I wouldn't expect it, even when I smelled it. Super dry, piney, bitter, resinous pine, pine cones, a little bit of grass. Wow. I mean, it's just, this beer's not what I took it for based on that label, guys. So I don't really remember having the Brian Boru. I feel like I did, but I don't think I reviewed it. So, guys, is this a good beer? Yeah, but I mean, I want to just call this an IPA or a pale ale, man. It's super hopped up for being in this category. It's super hopped up for even being a pale ale or IPA. Slight West Coast hue to it, vibes of that nature. Yeah, I don't know what else to add. It's again, orange, a lot of grapefruit, a lot of apricot, I feel like are the main components in that fruitiness. Grassy, dry, floral. Resinous pine, man. Great beer. I'm just utterly confused by it being an Irish red. A little bit of caramel, toffee, biscuit notes, but those are so underwhelming compared to the hoppiness in this beer. Yeah. Again, doing it blind, I'm calling this an IPA. So where do I stand with this? I'm going to go with a 3.9 out of 5 just because I like the roots of this recipe. I don't understand maybe the category it's in. Doesn't make sense to me. But it's a fun beer, and I still would respect it from a recipe standpoint, but totally kerfuffled by the category it's in. So that's what it is, guys. It's freaking 3 Floyds. Why am I shocked? I'm not. Hope you weren't either. So get this one for $11.99. Good quality, good recipe. Just might not be what you expect, so watch the review first. I'm Dan. Catch you on the next one. Cheers.